did not hear from them today. I do not know. They tried to reach out to me because I can't take calls while I'm at work. But hopefully if they still plan on doing it, they will call me in the morning and we will know. Because I got to do by 12 because by 3 o'clock I got to be down in Memphis at the Deliverance Faith Ministries where they are hosting the back to school service to pray for the children and the community. All right? All right. And also, now, during this week, it happened this very week, the FNM's named 7 more candidates. I don't know half of them, but I'm familiar with Lincoln Deal. I spoke with him during the church service briefly in Nassau, and everybody knows of Donna Penn. Donna Penn is the Undertaker, and then of course there's Michael Barnett, who is running in Killarney. This is going to be interesting because the FNM has now shown their hand, clearly indicating that they will not be running Hubert Minnis, and Hubert Minnis is threatening to run, which means that now Hubert Minnis has a decision to make. Hubert Minnis is a staunch FNM. Always has been for a very long time, grew up in the party, and so he's loyal to the party. But it's going to be interesting to see what he decides to do now, since the party has shown that they don't have him to study. And I mean, I think he should sit down and sit this one out, but he's not taking that advice. Richard Johnson told him that he needs to sit this one out. I don't know what's happening with that. But they're going to run Michael Barnett in there. Now, the thing is, Lincoln Deal was the person campaigning in Killarney, and a lot of persons are very familiar with Lincoln Deal. However, Lincoln Deal was not able to get that nomination. The FNM threw him somewhere else where he has to start all over again. During the nomination, there was another gentleman, an Andrew Johnson, Andrew something, I think it is, I don't remember his name, who was working in one area, and he was not given the nomination for the area. The people showed up to the FNM Code Red event on Thursday night to demand that he be placed there. That did not happen, and he was humiliated, but he said he's going to continue running independent. We know, so it's going to be interesting to see. So if Minnis runs independent, that's going to be interesting. Lincoln Deal in the other area is going to be interesting to see how he works himself out. Michael Barnett is coming from behind. She is coming now. Her family is prominent, and I understand they have money. So it's going to be, let's see how the set will be. It'll be Michael Barnett. Hubert Minnis is already in there. If Hubert Minnis decides to run independent, the PLP will have somebody in there. I'm not sure who's going to be. And then the FNM is going to have Miss MacGyver in there. So that's going to be, and MacGyver also has money. So you're going to have some money makers and shakers in Killarney who can be battling for that constituency. So it'll be interesting to see how that battle plays out. All right? And so we're going to continue to watch it, and we're going to continue to marvel. In the case of Donna Penn, it's going to be interesting to see how she performs. There are some persons who have some issues with her. There was an MCM in the FNM who had some very unkind things to say about Donna Penn.